Turns out everything they told you about the COVID vaccine was a flat-out lie. I hate even to say that out loud because almost everybody got it. There's nothing you can do about it now. It didn't stop transmission. In fact, it can cause very serious side effects like heart inflammation, lower sperm counts, et cetera, et cetera. So why bring it up now? Why rehash these depressing facts? Because the government, federal and state governments and local governments, are still firing people for not taking a shot that doesn't help them and could hurt them. So what about all the people who've already been fired for this because they actually believed it was their body, their choice? Well, most of them are still fired, but we do have some good news to report on that front tonight. In Massachusetts, the Department of Transportation just offered all unvaccinated employees it fired. It's about time. Hopefully they'll get some kind of back pay. Hopefully they sue for damages. They should. And in New York, the state Supreme Court, which is a trial-level court, just reinstated all New York City government employees who were fired for being, quote, unvaccinated, because it was a pandemic of the unvaccinated. Now, the liars who told you that have not been punished, but at least some people are getting their jobs back. And in New York, the city has been ordered to give them back pay. Tim Ravici is one of these victims. He was fired by the fire department of New York because he wouldn't take the shot. He's joined tonight by his lawyer, Christina Martinez. Thanks to you both for coming on tonight. So first to you, Tim, you were fired. Tell us when you were fired. And, I mean, everyone took it, but you wouldn't. Why?
So I was fired in February of 2022, but even before that, we were put on. Let me back up a little bit. We were first put on. We had to file for religious accommodations starting November 1st of 2021, and while that was pending, we were placed on leave without pay. So through the whole process, we weren't getting paid at all. And then after that was denied, they eventually terminated us.
Yeah, and treated you like you were a leper, like you were unclean, like you were morally unfit to live in this country. What did that do to you?
Yeah, it was horrible. We worked through the height of the pandemic. By the time the mandate for us came down, for us, we felt like the pandemic was already over. The height of the pandemic was done.
It's one of the most unjust and cruel things this country has ever allowed to happen. Christina, thank you for your representation in this case. Did you expect to win? I mean, I was sort of shocked to see that you won. Were you?
It's funny. Lawyers don't typically bring lawsuits like this because it's a very high legal burden to prove that the city's action is arbitrary and capricious. But here, you have the city, it's so lacking in reason what they did to firefighters like Tim, basically saying that they are a threat to public health, that we were easily able to win. Unfortunately, the city did appeal. And so the fight does not end here, and we have to continue this legal battle for Tim and others like him.
And I hope you intend to, I assume.
Of course, yeah. Well, we were hoping that the city would comply and reinstate Tim. The Judge Porzio of the New York State Supreme Court ordered that he was to be reinstated. Basically, the city didn't have the authority to issue a vaccine mandate as a term of employment in the first instance. And then
exactly.
they violated the law when deciding religious exemptions. And they also didn't have the power to terminate people who didn't comply with this order.